Yo, what is up guys, Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, Filip Hrgovic defeats Joyce via a 10-round unanimous decision in a fight that was a slugfest, was messy, kinda ugly at times, but also low-key entertaining. And to be honest with you, watching both fighters, it's like, you looked at both guys' performances and neither one you would expect to really trouble the top heavyweights. But having said that, it's not always about elite level. Sometimes we just want to see fun fights. And for what it's worth, I did feel this fight was fun. Despite it being somewhat messy. For me, the difference in this fight was the injection of pace from Hrgovic throughout this bout. The moments when Hrgovic put his shots together, the moments he threw in combination, the rhythm was so much more impressive, the speed was better, the dynamism was better, and ultimately Hrgovic's shots were just that much clearer, were that much more thudding, were that much more effective. Joyce did what Joyce usually does, especially in his last few fights, marauding forwards, clubbing away, looping shots, etc. I do feel that a lot of Joyce's shots, particularly early and late in this fight, were kind of like landing on the arms and shoulders of Hrgovic. Don't get me wrong, shots were getting through, obviously, but, he was trying a fair bit, but I don't think a lot of Joyce's work in this fight was effective. For me, when Hrgovic punched with Joyce, his work was much cleaner, much crisper, and he was throwing with better technique, I would say. We always say that Joyce is susceptible to an overhand, and, Hrgovic was able to land his overhand right throughout this fight. One combination in particular he had a lot of success with was the overhand right-left hook combination. I actually don't think he threw that enough, to be honest with you. You could tell in this fight that Hrgovic was coming in late notice. I felt he looked a little fleshy, looking at pictures from the weigh-in, and he looked a little fleshy in the fight. I don't think his cardio was where it needs to be. Having said that, even without short notice, I don't think Hrgovic's cardio has been where it's needed to be for his last few fights. I'm talking about Zhang and Dubois. And it was the same in this fight, however, I feel his extra quality got him through here. Just landing the better punches, landing the more eye-catching punches with better technique, the harder shots in my opinion, hurt Joyce in round 9. And yeah, man, he was just one step ahead, but yeah, fair play to Filip Hrgovic. Came in 5 weeks notice. For him, this was just about getting the win. He got that. Do I expect Hrgovic to go on from here and do anything special? Not really, based on that performance. And it's not even really based on that performance because, yeah, it was late notice. So, you could cut him some slack. But, what I've seen previously from Hrgovic in the Zhang fight, in the Dubois fight, I see a lot of body language I just don't like with Hrgovic. There's moments of quality. And, when the guy turned pro, I was excited, but he just hasn't really pushed on. So, do I expect Hrgovic to go on from here and have a crazy amount of success? No. But he maintains his status as a contender, let's say. As for Joyce, again, tried hard, took the shots, walked through punches, but no injection of pace, no dynamism, no speed in terms of punching. Won some rounds, don't get me wrong. Gave Hrgovic a couple of tough moments. In fact, early on in this fight, Hrgovic started really quickly in round 1. And early on in this fight, it looked like Hrgovic might be gassing, but Hrgovic got through it and done what he did. But, Joyce put in a good shift. He tried his best. Got a lot of time for Joyce as a fighter. And he comes across as a nice person. But is there any sense of sticking around to now? For me, this was last chance saloon. 39 years old. I think he's shipped a fair bit of punishment in his last few fights. For me, and listen, if he can pass a medical and he wants to continue, who am I to say no? But who am I to tell him not to fight on? But for me, I don't think the guy can do anything from here. For me, he would just be shipping unnecessary punishment. But, you know, it's boxing. It is what it is. If he wants to continue, then so be it. But I don't think he's got a future in the heavyweight division. So for me, he should really call it a day. And the people around him should probably try to put that thought into his head, for me. Hrgovic, again, not really expecting much going from here. But he won the fight, for me. He won it quite clearly, I would say. Maybe 9 rounds to 3. 6-4 at minute, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, Hrgovic got the job done. He lives to see another day, but neither guy was really that impressive, to tell you the truth. But it was fun. It was fun, so it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Del Boy, peace.